My next guest has got a huge fight coming up here against Michael Johnson at UFC Fight Night on February 6th. Of course, it's Clay Guida joining me here on the program. Clay, how's it going, man?
It's going very well, Mr. Lynch. Thanks for having me on the show. I appreciate it, man.
No problem. I appreciate you taking the time. You're one of the legends of the sport, man. It's so cool to get a chance to talk to you here. It's been a bit since we've seen you in the cage. Of course, you last fought in June. I know we had the pandemic and all this other stuff, but what's been the reason for the layoff?
Oh, man, we've been trying to get fights since June. It's hard to get fights sometimes with the UFC. We luckily, though, or not luckily, should I say, thankfully, we got a new 4-fight contract with the UFC, so we were just in negotiations with them, and timing worked out well for everybody, and they got us something. Super Bowl Saturday in Vegas, man. I feel like we do our best work in Vegas. That's where my UFC debut was back in UFC 64, October of 2006, man, when Anderson Silva versus Rich Franklin 1 happened. So, yeah, we really love competing in Vegas. It's a great place for everyone to get to in the country, friends, family, fans, you know what I mean, whether they're having spectators or not. It's just a cool place for people to go visit, and it's convenient for everyone to be at, you know what I mean. Fight Island, I have not been out there yet, but I did fight Tatsuya Kawajiri back in, I think, 2013 or 2014 at the Ferrari World, the Ferrari Center, so that was really cool, man. But any chance we get a chance to compete in Vegas, we jump at the opportunity. So I'm super, super pumped about the matchup. Michael Johnson's a guy that has fought everybody. He's put on great shows against top-tier competitors. He can strike with anybody. He puts on an awesome show, so it's going to be a very interesting matchup.
Yeah, and one thing you mentioned there, the new contract. Congratulations. I mean, you just mentioned it. You've been in the UFC since 2006, and here you are getting another 4-fight contract. Like, how cool is that? Have you been able to kind of reflect on how long of a career you've had in the UFC? Because not a lot of fighters have even close to the type of career you've had in terms of longevity.
Thank you very much for the kind words. And you know what? I really appreciate it, and I say this time and time again, we're very blessed with our health and our longevity, our durability. And, just the support from, not just our fans, but our friends, our family, our coaching staff, our teammates. And that's really what it's all about. That's what's gotten me, this far in my career. And we've been very, very blessed to have all of that support and just a great training system, that Uriah Faber has put together his gym. And, we got some of the best coaching staff in the world, and Joey Rodriguez is my boxing coach, and Danny Castillo is one of my all-around MMA coaches, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, Chris Holdsworth, Mikey Malott. The list goes on and on. Some of these guys have, Uriah is one of my coaches as well, and some of these guys have 20, 30 bouts under the UFC banner, whether it be in WEC or UFC or combined, There's so much history there. There's so much experience, and these guys are such great trainers. They're such great instructors. They know what's good for us, especially someone that's at my age. I just turned 39, but I say this all the time, and I truly mean it. I'm in better shape than when I was 21. I'm in better shape than when I was 25. I'm doing way more output now at 39 than I was doing when I was wrestling in college. When I first started in mixed martial arts, when I think I was 25, is when I was fighting a lot in the Midwest scene, the Midwest region. I got in the Strike Force, I think, in 2006 before I got in the UFC. So, we hit the ground running, and we went. Our goal was to, kind of just shot put ourselves right to the UFC. You know what I mean? To streamline, get to the big show right away. And we've been here for quite some time now. We're battle tested, and I don't see the end coming anytime soon. I'm really having a lot of fun with this. I'm learning so much from all of my teammates from all over the world, all of my coaches, all my instructors, man. And there's still a lot left on this road ahead.
And another cool thing that's happened since you last fought is you signed with Vayner Sports. I know a couple of your teammates are with them already, Uriah, Andre Fili. How cool is that? Because that's, Gary Vee's a pretty big name in the digital media world, and I'm sure you can start thinking about your brand outside the cage as well.
Oh, most definitely. Gary Vee and AJ have done a great job implementing and starting a real legitimate sports agency alongside the NFL, Major League Baseball, the NBA, a bunch of gamers, are under their banner. And you talk about the digital media, the marketing, they all go hand in hand. And those guys really, really nailed it. They hit it out of the park when they started their media company in Vayner Sports, and I'm blessed to be under that umbrella. And yeah, they've really escalated and maximized, the Clay Guida brand, inside of the cage, outside of the cage, on the water, on my fishing boat, on my kayak, in the outdoors. And that's really where I see myself, in the next 5 years is, man, no one thought I'd ever get in the UFC. And a lot of people, might have thoughts about me getting in, the Bass Pro Tour, but it always been my dream to be a professional bass fisherman, man. It'd be really, really cool to get on the BASS tournament or one of the FLW or Major League Fishing someday. So I definitely have aspirations to, once I hang up the gloves, to get my butt and be living on a fishing boat somewhere, man.
That sounds awesome. And they got to film that. I could totally see a reality show with you just going out there and fishing and just sort of the adventures you could have out there. I'd watch that. I think that would be pretty cool. Let's talk about Michael Johnson. Obviously, you mentioned it. Great record. At the time of recording this, actually, Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier are fighting tomorrow night. And actually, Johnson has the only knockout win over Poirier at lightweight. So pretty impressive resume for the most part. How do you feel like you match up against him here?
Yeah, you said it very well. Michael Johnson's fought the who's who at lightweight and at 145. He hasn't had any easy matchups. He poses a problem, a threat, on the feet, obviously. He's very athletic. He's very tricky. He's fast. He's speedy. He hits with power. Everyone brings up the Dustin Poirier in a knockout. Gleason Tebow. He's dropped a lot of guys. People talk about, him stumbling or him kind of stunning Khabib, in their fight. So he definitely he's got some snap to his punches, and we know he can we know he can wrestle a little bit too. He's got a wrestling background, so you're gonna see the old caveman out there, man. The Carpenter just coming out 150 miles an hour and laying on the gas pedal and doing what we've always done, and that's just take guys into deep water, drag them into the ditch, man, and a spot that they're not comfortable in. Man, that's where we breathe the most, man. That is where we thrive, and most people haven't found an answer for that. So that's going to be the fight. Everyone knows what to expect, and you look at two guys. It'd be hard to find. I challenge someone to find a guy, a top 5 or top 10 guy that either Michael Johnson or myself have not fought. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we never turn down fights, and we're always open to just going out there and. Putting on a good show. He won several bonuses. My resume speaks for itself. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, most of the bonuses I've gotten have probably come on where I haven't got my hand raised, but a lot of times those have been fight of the nights or fight of the year. So we're excited to go out there and put on a show Super Bowl Saturday and really kick off Super Bowl weekend in a big way and get people excited for an awesome weekend of sports.
Training partners. I know you got a lot of teammates at Team Alpha Male, but is there anyone specifically you're working with a little bit more than others for this camp?
Man, the list goes on and on. I have a teammate who's not very well known, in the MMA scene, or I'm sorry, in the, I guess the UFC scene yet. Obadiah Johnson, he's incredible, man. He's done a great look. Andre Feely, obviously, who everyone knows, he's made a huge impact in the featherweight division. Him and Michael Johnson had a very close fight. Alexander Munoz was on the contender. He also had, he fought at his UFC debut as well. A lot of quick, athletic southpaws we've been working with.
It's a good crew, good variety too. That's the one thing I like. And one name you did mention there, not training partner, but coaching stack, Mike Malott. That guy is so underrated as a coach. I know him quite well because I'm from Canada. Mike, I know, still competes a little bit, but what's it like getting to work with him? Because he sort of lives up to that Canadian moniker of being a pretty polite guy, right? That's his nickname, Proper Mike.
Proper Mike, man. He doesn't get better. It doesn't get tougher. It doesn't get more skilled than that guy. You talk about a student of the game. And I remember the day that I met him when I was at the old, at Uri's old gym back in Midtown in Sacramento. And he came up and, he's a Guida fan, this and that. We had a lot of same interest in music and metal and punk rock and stuff like that. And obviously fighting. And he comes up and he's a big dude. I mean, and he's like, hey, Clay, how's it going? Welcome to the gym and this and that. He'd already been there for a little while. And I was like, man, what weight do you fight at? 170 or 185? He's like, no, I'm a 45 or 55er. I was like, oh my goodness, man. I thought I was going to have to cut down to 135. I mean, because he's a giant at the weight class. He's so strong, explosive. His technique is flawless. The way that he trains us, he's one of our head coaches out here in our striking and in our grappling. And his technique is unbelievable. He just came off a very big victory about, I'd say, 6 weeks ago in CFFC. And one punch, one shot is all it took, man. He cracked this dude on the jaw, dropped this dude, and then he got submission of the night, I believe. And he's also up for getting submission of the year candidate right now in their organization. So if you guys can get a chance, go vote for him as well. But, yeah, Malott is as skilled as it comes. And I tell you what, man, the sky's the limit for someone like him. Him and Andre Feely have really taken the role of, students turned trainers, turned instructors. These guys eat, sleep, and breathe mixed martial arts, day in, day out. And they really know how to translate it over to their teammates and, those around them. And those are really what makes some of those that makes those guys so impressive to me, that they're still so young and it seems like they've been training forever. It seems like they've been coaching and instructing for a decade already, So yeah. It's great, kind of pick their brains apart and see how they spread the knowledge across the landscape of the team.
How do you see this fight playing out on February 6th? I mean, you're sort of known for being in these wars, these fight of the night type performances. I'm assuming that's probably what you're going to see, but at the same time, you don't get paid by the hour either, right, Clay?
Right, absolutely, man. We're trying to get in and get out. My mom always tells me, go out there this one real quick, would you? She's like, try not to make me nervous. And, my mom, she's my best friend, my biggest fan, but I tell her, Mom, I'm trying to get it done quick. So expect to see another knock him down, drag him out fight, man. And, two guys going in there, two veterans that, have literally fought just about everybody in the 45 and lightweight division. Expect fireworks, Super Bowl Saturday, and expect the caveman's hand to get raised.
Back to you. Downtime. I know you don't get a lot of it because you're training. You got this big fight coming up, but what would I find you doing when you're not in the cage? Are you a Netflix guy? You watching, playing any video games? You going to the beach? What would I find you doing?
You'll find me on the water, my man. So I'm lucky enough to partner up in business with one of my friends and actually a former opponent of mine, Chad Mendez. Chad Money Mendez has the company Fins and Feathers Guide Services. So we started what we call Gills and Thrills with Guida. So we take we host our clients, we take them out, either I go out with them or we set another fighter out there or another celebrity out there to go fishing. And then we wrap it around, we take them to a UFC event later that day or that weekend. We take them to a live concert. We take them to a professional sporting event, coast to coast. We fish freshwater, we fish saltwater, you name it. We've worked with Zach Brown Band. We've got to have some private meet and greets with them. We've worked with Metallica. You can find me either on the water, at a concert, at a UFC event, coaching wrestling, whether it be youth, whether it be high school. Those are my passions, man. Sports, wrestling, football, fishing, man. Not in the exact order, but check it out. You guys can look at gillsandthrillswithguida.com. We're launching our 2021 schedule here soon. I'm actually taking out some clients Sunday. We're going we call them baby dinosaurs. We're going fishing for white sturgeon out in the California Delta this weekend. It's been on fire. It's going to be an awesome, awesome event. Can't wait to get our guys out there. But check us out at gillsandthrillswithguida.com.
Awesome. Well, Clay, good time to sign off on this interview, man. If there's anyone else you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media you want to plug, I'll give you the last word.
Always, I want to thank the guys behind me at Team Alpha Male, Ultimate Fitness, Uriah Faber and the crew, Joey Rodriguez, Danny Castillo, Uriah himself, Chris Holder with Mikey Malott, all my training partners that have helped us prepare for this fight. The best is yet to come in 2021. And obviously, I want to thank my mom and dad, everyone that makes it happen, my big brother that got me into the sport long, long ago, the sport of wrestling, everyone back home in Illinois wrestling coast to coast. It's such a great sport. It saved my life. It got me to where I'm at today, and it's going to get me to that next level. So I want to thank you guys. I want to thank everyone, Lloyd, all of our stable of fighters, everybody that's going to be on the cards up and coming. And, man, I can't wait to sit down and watch Poirier and McGregor tomorrow. It's crazy. It's almost here already. That is going to be an amazing fight. So best of luck to those guys. And also the co-main event, not a whole lot of people are talking about it, but Michael Chandler and Dan Hooker. That's going to be lights out, man. Those are going to be some great fights. So it'll be cool to see Michael Chandler, another fellow standout wrestler, come over to the UFC, a different organization, and see how he plays out against a very dangerous Dan Hooker. I'm super, super excited about the whole card this weekend, and I'm glad that MMA is back, and we will see you guys Super Bowl Saturday, February 6th in Vegas. Check it out.